once you just walk through the doors at East Side, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I was meant to be here, you know?
It's made my high school experience so much better than I think it would actually have been.
It prepares you really well for college.
It'll change your life. It really will.
You should definitely come to Eastside Catholic.
From the very beginning, there was this idea of creating public rooms in Bellevue, outdoor spaces, in the way that you have in the European cities. You have piazzas in Italy, and you have squares in England, and they have a sense of experience and a sense of discovery.
The customers told us that they were looking for an outdoor, European-inspired shopping environment. So we visited Paris, London, Berlin, Prague, Vienna, over 28 cities, not only throughout Europe, but back into the United States. We took thousands of design photos, and then we brought those design photos back and sat down with our customers again and asked them to pinpoint exactly what they were looking for. And it's those elements then that we distilled down into the design to create an ideal shopping environment for the Northwest.
Tiffany keeps me on my toes. You know, she's not going to settle for anything that doesn't make sense. And she'll just say, I don't get this, and really question me. And I just love it.
I'm always there for her. I ask questions. She really loves to learn. She loves school. She loves school in general. To me, it's a blessing. You know, I'm happy.
She always says, when do I get to teach? When do I get to be in charge? Tiffany just loves to be the leader. I think she could be the first woman president. I give her a lot of space to lead.
Looking for a doctor? Trust the Polyclinic.
If you just moved to town, I'd say go to the Polyclinic.
Well, I actually do send people who are new to town and looking for doctors to the Polyclinic all the time.
And if you have a new employee who doesn't have a local doctor,
do research, go online, check out the Polyclinic website.
There's so many medical issues that I have. It's nice to go to one place to get everything taken care of.
It's a place that I feel very lucky to have found. I love the Polyclinic.
I was 27 when I was diagnosed with cancer.
Joshua turned to Highline Cancer Center, recipient of the National Commission on Cancer's 2010 Outstanding Achievement Award. Here, he found the advanced comprehensive care he needed to get on with his life.
The care and the treatment I received at Highline has a lot to do with the fact that I'm still here.
Highline Medical Center. We're making healthcare better.
Life is great.
Well, Mark was diagnosed with a cancer in his throat. At the time of diagnosis, the cancer had spread to lymph nodes in his neck. Many people consider that lymph node involvement to be incurable.
And he called me and said, hey, what you doing? Like, you know, I'm gonna act like everything's fine. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And I said, I'm driving the car. What did he say?
I didn't want to have to start the worry train for her, and
it didn't work.
It didn't work.
One of the neatest things about living here is that it's like the village, it's like a village, that everyone takes care of each other. It's a community.
More and more people long for that sense of community, knowing their neighbors.
Both my parents immigrated here from Holland. And in Holland, it's pedestrian and bicycles are just a major form of transportation there. And that's what I envisioned for this.
A cute little European village.
Everybody knows everybody.
And what we found in our surveys, which we do every single year, are people who are feeling isolated, particularly their children. But in the Highlands, they took that into account. So you have a series of neighborhoods that form a larger community. It's extraordinary.
Being able to walk down the street and say, good morning, Bob. Hi, Mary. How's the little baby today? And oh, isn't he getting big?
The first thing you notice about Issaquah Highlands is the streets are smaller. The houses have a very particular design that draws you to central areas where you get a chance to meet your neighbors, and that happened immediately. I
pulled up in our car and was immediately greeted by someone who asked how they could help.
You could just tell it was a real neighborhood. When we were looking at the house, people were walking by with their dogs and their strollers, and that's what I want for us, that's what I want for our kids.
We were in our house for only 10 minutes, and our neighbors across the alley came over and presented us with a big bottle of wine and welcomed us with open arms. And then our friends across the street came over with warm cookies hot off the oven, saying welcome to the community. I've never experienced that ever.
The devastation of being homeless, I would have never believed that this would happen to me and my child. I remember just feeling kind of defeated. We've already been living out of the car, essentially, for a while. Then for Blake to get sick, basically it threw me under the bus and just crying for a while and thinking, okay, what am I gonna do now? Then it's like, lo and behold, right there, you know, you have what you need. I got back in touch with HopeLink. They actually had an apartment that became available. It was perfect timing. You have this preconceived notion that it's not going to be a pretty place. When I opened up the door and I saw how nice everything was, I just started crying, and Blake was like, you know, Mommy, what's wrong? Mommy, what's wrong? And I was just so thankful. It's clean, it's neat, it's warm, and we're home.